Hey, I'm Liz. So this is my first video in my first transgender info series. I'm excited, I hope you guys are too. Today's video is on the topic, what is transgender? According to dictionary.com, transgender is noting or relating to a person whose gender identity does not correspond to that person's biological sex assigned at birth. Let's delve a bit deeper, shall we? To do this, we need to define some of the terms in the definition above. So, for example, according to dictionary.com, gender identity is a person's inner sense of being male or female, usually developed during early childhood as a result of parental rearing practices and societal influences, and strengthened during puberty by hormonal changes. Biological sex is the sex as determined on the basis of the gonadal tissue present, whether ovarian or testicular. So let's simplify the definition for transgender. The definition I came up with is when a person's inner sense of being is different to the sex on their birth certificate, which was determined by their genitals at birth. There are many types of transgender individuals. There are those who transition from male or intersex to female. These are called trans females. There are those who transition from female or intersex to male. They are called trans males. There are also those whose gender identity changes from day to day. They are called gender fluid or remain neutral, neither identifying as male nor female. That's gender neutral, or sometimes called agender. There is a plethora of other gender identities, but I'm not an authority to talk about those because I've never really identified as any of those, so I can't really speak about them. There is as yet no concrete evidence which proves why people suffer cross-gender confusion, gender dysphoria, and become transgender. Now, some studies suggest it is hormone levels of the mother during pregnancy. This is called estrogen or testosterone dominance in utero. Some suggest that it could be environmental impacts. Some that spring to mind could be early onset trauma, for those unlucky to have suffered a rape or molestation. And some say it could be genetic impacts. Now, I actually have all three of these aspects, and I'll explain them. So, there is a theory called the digit ratio theory, where the length of your fingers determines how much estrogen or testosterone was present when you were being created. So, by the length of my fingers, the pointer and the index finger, because my pointer finger is longer, that points to something called estrogen dominance in utero. The same is on both hands. For me was a genetic trait that my father had, which was low testosterone. He was recently diagnosed with it, as was I, and as a result, genetically I was always going to have lower testosterone, which may have impacted on my development, both neurologically and otherwise. A 2008 study compared 112 male to female transsexuals, both androphilic and gynophilic, mostly already undergoing hormone treatment, with 258 cisgender male controls. Male to female transsexuals were more likely than cisgender males to have a longer version of a receptor gene, longer repetitions of the gene, for the sex hormone androgen or testosterone, which reduced its effectiveness at binding testosterone. Finally, environmental. As a child, I was exposed mostly to girls, so my personality developed in a feminine manner through talking and communicating with them. It doesn't really matter why we are how we are. The point is, we matter. Our identity is valid. Your identity is valid. We have not chosen to walk this path, but we still walk it. Please show us compassion. Don't bully or belittle us. Try to understand that given the choice, most of us would click our fingers and have been born our chosen sex and gender, or born without feelings of transgender or gender confusion. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, or I hope you've learned something from it. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. If you want to subscribe, please go ahead. I will be trying to make videos maybe twice a week, maybe once a week. I'm a full-time uni student studying education, so I'll do what I can when I can. If I've gotten anything wrong in this video, please do put it in the comments. And in my next video, I will address it and retract what I said in this video. Thank you.